Oops. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me on my journey towards my very first 50K. We are on episode, actually I'm not quite sure, it's either 6 or 7, I'm not sure. It's been that kind of hectic summer, which I was expecting. I just wasn't expecting the fact that I wouldn't have enough time to work on this project and work on the videos like I wanted to. But I did get several videos done this past weekend. As I was trying to get it all together and get it posted for you guys, I realized that in the chaos that's going on, I accidentally deleted the intro video. So here I am, intro video, take 2. Boop. Anyways, a little bit about what's going on with me, with all the changes going on in the crazy summer, which is coming to end. I have officially got accepted into an MBA program starting in the end of August, and I'm totally looking forward to that. I'm excited and freaked out at the same time. It's been about 12 years since I've taken a course, so a little nervous but excited about the same time. My main source of income, I actually have about 4 weeks left at that position. So again, another change which I'm kind of looking forward to. But in the meantime, I will be still working my part-time job and still working on my business, trying to get that growing, trying to get that to be my main source of income while I'm still working, while I'm going to school. So a lot of changes coming up, super excited. It's a new chapter of life. Looking forward to it. But anyway, so what's coming up after this video is I have 2 videos. The first one is a quick video on the changes of my training plan. We made some changes to races, which changed the training plan. So I go over that. And then on the second video, which was the main reason I wanted to get this video out, is I go over all the trail running gear that I have. So it's really for those who are new to running, new to trail running, or just kind of curious about what kind of gear that's out there, maybe wanting to try some hydration packs or hydration belts, stuff like that. So the video is really just going over everything that I own, everything that I have used, that I currently have, stuff like that. So that's what that video is. So hope you guys like what's up, and I will see you guys next time. Okay guys, hey, just wanted to give you a quick update, and I figured I might as well do it now while I'm sitting here. I just finished my run and I'm waiting for my running partner to get back. He's not back yet. I'm sure it'll take a little bit longer. So we have a change of plan. We're still doing the 50K in November, but instead of doing the marathon, which we were planning on in the beginning of September, we actually crossed that off. I just didn't feel like I was quite there. I was jumping mileage too fast, and I wanted to work more on consistency, because consistency is actually kind of the key, and I was not having it in my training. So instead of doing the 20-mile day, I figured I'd go ahead and head out and do a 15. So what we did is, instead of the marathon, the weekend before, there's actually a half marathon where we're going to be at, because we're going to this bear festival, meeting some family there. And so we originally wanted to do that, the half marathon, before that, but we figured with the marathon we won't do it. But since we've crossed it off, the marathon off, we are actually going to do that just for fun. So was it a couple weeks ago, I went ahead, head out just to do 15, and I about died. I barely got 13, and so I know I can get the half marathon, but I know my consistency is not there. So that is something, one of my goals that I've been trying to work on. I did actually a CrossFit type course on Saturday, and today is Friday, and I actually can still feel it, especially my arms. My arms are heavy, so I think I might cross that out until after the ultra, and just kind of work on intervals, hill repeats, trying to run at least 4 to 5 times a week, even if it's just a couple miles a day on some of the days, just to get some of my consistency in there. So that's what we got planned right now. And I think 2 weeks after the half, so second weekend of September, we may do a race up at high elevation. It's probably going to be, I don't know, I think it starts around 8,000 feet and goes up. There's a 10-miler for free that I wanted to do, and My boyfriend wanted to do the longer one, which I think is like 15 or 16, but I foresee myself doing a lot of hiking on that one. However, it's free. We kind of wanted to do that because there's a beer and chili festival afterwards too. So yeah, so we kind of plan our runs around stuff like that in a way. Anything that's fun, destination runs, stuff like that. But anyways, just want to give you the heads up. So marathon's out. We're doing the half instead, probably the 10 miler 2 weeks after that. I think that's all I have on my schedule besides the 50K. I know after the half marathon, I'm going to have to kick the mileage back up and at least a couple times do at least 20 to 24 miles. So probably 2 long runs after that. Until then, I'm just going to kind of keep on working on consistency. Today I only did 6, which I wanted to do 10, but it's 6 going to work. It's been a rough week, so it works. I did 6.2 today, so at least I know I got a 10K. But every week, I'm going to do at least 1 10 miler just to kind of get that consistency and just kind of go out and do some higher elevation runs, because the half marathon we're looking at starts at like, I think 8,200 feet and goes down. So it's mostly downhill, which is awesome, but I'm running down here at 65, so I need to, I'm starting to actually a couple times doing high elevation runs, keeping it short but just slowly working on that higher elevation runs and keeping them easy and kind of getting used to that, because there is a difference, I think, between 1 and 2,000 feet elevation to 1 to 3 you're really not going to notice, but between 6 to 8 you actually start to notice it a lot more. So that's all I have. But I guess I will get back to you more. I am planning on doing a thing on all our gear, just to kind of give you guys insight for those who don't have any or kind of curious about it. So that's going to be next. Okay, stay tuned. All right, it's gear time. Wanted to do a quick video on gear for those who are new to running or who's curious about what's out there, kind of want to venture on to looking at some hydration packs or hydration belts or, you know, different types of gear. However, looking at what I have, it may not be that quick, so let's get started. About 15 years ago when I started running, I was running in Phoenix in the desert, in the warmth, so I always wanted to carry water with me, and I needed something to carry my phone and my keys. Well, the water, obviously the heat, the keys, the phone, I mean, is because at the time I was tracking my distance with the phone app, on the phone, and then of course my keys. I had a couple different belts, and then I stumbled upon this one. Actually, I was in the middle of a race, a half marathon in Washington, and I was playing tag with this lady. We were going kind of like back and forth through the whole race, and I saw that she was wearing one, and I had to ask her about it, and it looked really comfortable, and I really liked it, the looks of it. It's called Fitletic. It's very stretchy and it's very soft. I like it. A lot of the other belts I had were harder, and these are stretchy. Downside, they're starting to stretch out. I'm gonna have to figure out how to shorten the belt now, because these are starting to stretch out, which is only the only downside so far I have found. The inside has this rubbery stuff, so they don't move around that much. When you watch the video, they show this should be placed in the front. I have tried that. It drives me nuts. It still bounces because they say it's not supposed to bounce. Well, it still bounces when it's in the front. When I put this on the back, it was perfect. So I always run with this side on the back. Comes with 2 bottles, 6 or 8 ounces, depending on which ones you want. A pocket in the middle, a zip pocket, and it has a pocket inside for your like driver's license, money, whatnot. It's really stretchy. I can put my phone, like I put driver's license in it, I put my phone in it. However, my newer phone, I have to take the casing off in order to get it in. But then I can put my keys on and then zip up over it. And because it's the stretchy material, it fits perfectly. Each side has one of these little strap sections. I don't even know what they call it, where you can put your like energy gels in for your run. And I actually tried to put my inhalers in these things, and my inhaler doesn't work. And now I actually, since I have to carry my inhaler around with me here in Colorado, I've actually MacGyvered something, and it works beautifully. I stick it in between the 2 straps leading to the belt, and I taped a rubber band to the top, and I just like slide it in and then just hook it around the bottom, and it's perfect. And I've ran with like this a couple times, and it stays, and it's like perfect. So I think this is what we're going to take for the half marathon next month. The the aid stations are every 2 miles. So most people aren't going to have anything, but I like to carry water with me. So I'm probably only going to fill up one of them. That way I can fill up as needed as I go along. And that way I definitely have something for my inhaler. And I'm probably going to be carrying my phone with me. That way my parents can track where we're at on the race. So they can meet us at different points of the race. So I think this is what I'm going to take. My first hydration pack was this Nathan, and I loved it. I've had it for about 10 years, I think. It comes with the bladder in the back, or it comes with the bladder already, and it's their unisex model. And I tend to have a shorter waist with longer legs, and so I thought it was kind of crazy that the unisex still fit me perfectly, actually. So this is the back of it. Very comfortable. It's not rough or itchy at all. The material along the side is actually super soft. And so this is what the front looks like. Not too many pockets. It's got one for, like, I put my inhaler in here, and I put the energy gels in here as well. Pocket if I want to put a Kleenex or something else there. And it comes with this side over here where you can actually put, they have hard bottles that go into that. I never bought a bottle to put into it. I just stuck my phone in it, and it just worked. And it's got the adjustable sides, which is extremely important for me. And then it only has one strap up front that works. So for me as a woman, I always like to also talk about this, because when I was looking for vests, I've tried different types of vests, and I'm chestier in the front, so I'm a 36D. And I always like to say that because when I was researching it, I would look at reviews from other women and look at their sizes, because that makes a huge difference looking at packs. The adjustable sides need to have it, because what works around my rib cage is not going to work around the top, around the girls. And so I had to be able to adjust and to shorten the bottom half of the pack and keep the top half a little bit looser so those fit on right. And the straps are important, because depending on where the straps are at, sometimes in certain areas it's really annoying. So that made a big difference. But this one fit me perfectly. I love this one. So this one's Nathan. Now, we have been debating whether to get rid of this. I haven't used this since I got my new pack because I love it. But I also love my new pack even more. So we may give this to a friend since she's curious about vests, to try that out. Now, this is the one I came upon and absolutely love it. It is an Ultimate Direction, and it's actually a women's model. And it fits me perfectly. It's got 2 zippers in the back, and then it's got a section for a bladder, which it didn't come with a bladder, so I bought one. I bought like 1.5 liters, and you can fit 1.5 liters or a 2 liter in it. And it's got a place for the bladder tube to come down, the water tubes to come down, and fits perfectly. Little Velcros, but elastic in the front. So that's where I put the tube, and I stick it on the other side, so it just kind of comes down perfectly and sits right here, so it's easy for running. The front has a lot more pockets. Love the pockets up front. It's got the zipper pocket, which is where I put the energy gels and anything else I want. My inhaler goes into this Velcro pocket right here, which actually I do have another one in here, so I have them all over the place. And it comes with these 2 big pockets up front for the bladder, which what I do with the bladder. Not bladder, but for the water bottles. And these are actually really awesome. These are the Ultimate Direction bottles, and these are soft, which are great for a couple reasons. One, when you're running, as you're drinking it, it goes down, so you're not going to hear the sloshing like you would in a hard bottle. And 2, as they go down, they actually form over the girls, and so when they're hard, they stick out. And I've tried a couple of vests with the hard bottles, and they just stick out way too far, and it was annoying to have them stick out so far. So that's actually kind of the nice part. Now, I don't really run with these at all for that reason, because of the girls. I've tried it a couple times. One, when it's full, it does stick out, but as you drink, it goes down. So I've gotten used to that. However, with the extra weight in the front, I found myself slouching over. I needed to counteract the weight, and so the bladder works perfectly. It keeps me more upright, whereas when I put this in the front, I start to lean forward some. So I don't run with these. I've tried twice, and I prefer the bladder for that reason. Now, however, we are going to be taking this for my 50K, and we're only going to probably, I may only fill the bladder up probably halfway, but I will be taking one of these with me for the fact that we're thinking it may be too cumbersome to try to get the bladder out to refill it at one of the aid stations. So this way, as I run out of water in the bladder, I can refill with this one on the way back down. So I'm not carrying so much weight, because the first half of the race is mostly all uphill. That I didn't want to be too heavy. So I didn't want a full bladder. So I think we're only going to take half. And that way, as I'm starting to come down, I can just refill this, and I can put in, like if I want to use, and I can't think of the name, it's Nana Hammer products. I love Hammer products, but it's Nat Hammer. But it's, you can get powdered electrolytes and sugar and stuff to put in it. Or I may just use it for straight water. Not quite sure yet. So I will be taking this for the 50K and sliding in there empty and wait. And then as I start coming back down, I'll use this as my backup to fill, because it'll be so much easier to fill than the bladder. Trying to think what else. It came with the whistle right here. That's why this one's kind of crazy. It was a cord. I cut it because the whistle was driving me nuts because it was bouncing. I tried to tuck it in. It was bouncing all over the place. I do put my phone into this one, and it fits perfectly. Love it. This side is usually when I use my arm sleeves, which I'll show you in a minute. When I take them off, I just slide them into this side. And this thing is totally comfortable. Love it. One more system is the handheld. This just slides right in. Not always that easy, which is not a bad thing, because you don't want these things sliding out easily. So you just fill it up, you slide it in, fits perfectly into that, and then you just slide it into your, and it's just handheld. So for those who have no problem running with something in their hand, because I know some people totally love these, this one's an ultimate direction as well, if you can see that. And we actually tried on a few of them, and this is the one we like the best. It has a zipper in the front for the keys, because I'm like, I needed something like that. And then the strap in the back is really comfortable, and it's easily adjustable. Some of them we tried weren't that comfortable, so we went ahead and tried this. We both tried it. Not a huge fan, because I'm not a huge fan of running something with something in my hand, but we have it for a really short run, so I can just grab it, put the keys in, and take off running. So we still have this one. And again, use the soft bottles, so as it goes down, you're not going to hear it sloshing as you're running. So there's those. All right, arm sleeves. Arm sleeves are awesome. Let me get one on. They're UV protection, so it helps against sunburns and suntan. But as you can tell, like right here, I use sunblock and I still tan. I still use it on my arms. I still have like a watch tan, and I spray before I run, but I'm out there long enough and I sweat, so I lose some of it. But these are great. I use these more for cooler weather. We both do. Like, I will take off in a tank top or a shirt, and I'll have these on, and like here the temperature can change in like 10 degrees in an hour. So, you know, when you start races as well, they're usually colder in the beginning than at the end. So these are great. So it's colder for when it's cooler weather, you take off with it on. And then as you start to warm up, you can slide it down. If you don't have a place to put it, you can just leave it on your wrist. Or like, I just take mine off and stick it in my pack. And these are totally comfortable. These are from, I think it's toughoutfitters.com. I'll put this on below. We just bought another set because these are so comfortable. And they were only like $9 on Amazon. So they're super cheap. And like I said, comfortable, which is huge. I've tried some other ones on that are stiff and they're not as nice. These are totally just, they're soft. They're just soft. Oh, like that. So anyways, those are the arm sleeves. Next one, I never thought about really needing it, even though I'm a trail runner, but now that we bought these, we can't run without them. They're just amazing. They're just running gaiters that, you know, your ankle goes in, so your shoe comes out, your foot comes out, and it just protects from getting those little pebbles in your shoes that annoy you, completely annoy you. You know those pebbles I'm talking about, that you either have to stop and take your shoe off in the middle of the run to get them out, or you just have to deal with it. So this part right here, there's a hook right here, so it just goes, let's see, where am I at? Right here. That part just hooks onto the very front of your shoe, and then the back side has a Velcro on it that, like, mine didn't have Velcro already on it, so we had to glue Velcro. And at first I wasn't sure about wanting to glue Velcro onto my shoe, but they're trail running shoes. they get beat up. So, and the fact after trying them, I love them. Like, I will glue Velcro on all my shoes now because I use these even for the short runs. They're amazing. So either long runs, short runs, if you're doing trail running, trekking, the Gaiters are great. So like some of the shoes, because this is an Ultra brand, so most of the Ultra shoes will come with this Velcro already built in. This one's Brooks, and this is the one model that they do it with, but mostly it's only Ultra shoes that have that. So either way, if you're trail running, I highly recommend these. These are just amazing. And I think I got these on sale for like $12 at REI, but they're normally like $20. So they're not too bad, but they are definitely worth it. Last but not least, shoes. Trail running shoes. They're great. You don't necessarily have to have them unless you're doing like a great deal of trail running. Really the only difference, I grabbed my boyfriend's, and his shoes his foot's a lot bigger than mine. But I kind of wanted to show you the differences on the bottom. I don't know if you can really see it. These are trail running shoes. These are just street shoes. And I actually do use these for trail running. And they work just fine because I don't do a lot of technicality stuff. But they do wear down faster. Road shoes will wear down faster on trail because the soles are not as tough. Like the black area, a lot tougher than this green area right here on these shoes. And trail running shoes tend to be a lot more grippier for the technicality of it. So you'll have a lot more, see, these look a little bit flatter. I don't know if you can tell the difference. But really, that's really the only difference. Because they are harder on the bottom, you may not feel the rocks as much. So that's one positive over road running shoes. And the grip. So if you're doing a lot of technicality, you're out there a lot, the grip was definitely going to make a big difference for you. Like I said, I have been running with these, when I buy these, end of last year, and they're working just fine up here. I'm not doing a lot of craziness trails, but I am going to have to get a new pair soon because these are starting to wear down some. But these are Brooks, and I love these. However, I do pronate, which means I roll in. So I need to find a pair of shoes that kind of keeps me from rolling in some. But that's it. Those are the different types. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to have trail running shoes. It's kind of a personal preference. Some people like to feel the rocks more underneath their feet so they know what's going on. Again, you can try both. Try them out. See which ones you like. And I think that's it. So everybody have a great day. I hope this was informative somewhat. I'm going to try to put all the information below of like the name brands. So below, so you can see that, any kind of links that I can find. And then if you have any questions, let me know right in below. And I will try to get back to you and answer those. If I have a lot of questions on a certain topic, I will definitely make another video on it. But definitely, if you have any questions about gear, just let me know. Otherwise, you guys have a great day, and make sure you're doing at least one thing today that gets you one step closer to one of your goals. All right, see you guys later.